Before we begin, shoutouts to Game Shops. Just first and foremost for providing the music for this. Appreciate the hell out of it. Alright, Xenoblade Chronicles, where to begin? This is a game that came out in the Wii era, thanks to a lot of people, actually, including myself, who really wanted to see this game in the United States to get translated and all that fun jazz. Thankfully, it actually happened, and we have a remake on the Wii, or on the Switch, and we have 2 other games with a third on the way. And by 2, I mean we have Xenoblade Chronicles, Chronicles 2, X, and 3, so I guess that'd be 4. So, a lot of great games. They're all, well, I've only played completely through the first one, so that's where I'm at today. Xenoblade's been known to have a pretty alright story, and coming from someone who just recently played through it, it's a banger. I like it a lot. Starting small, a young man named Shulk gets this weapon and he just murders machines. Pretty simple in my opinion. However, as the player grows along with the characters, you learn that just because you can kill machines with a sword doesn't quite mean you can kill people with it. At least until partway through the game. Listen, like I said, I'm just kind of going along with it here, so don't mind me too much. Like I said, I didn't rehearse this at all. I'm just going with it. Scaling 2 giant titans, named the Bionis and the Mechonis. You slowly learn that maybe the Monado might be a little stronger than you could think. Alright, that's all I'm going to talk about for the story, because if you want to know the actual story, just play the game, man. It's good. The story is very intriguing. Lots of ups and downs. It's great. I don't think there was ever a time where I was like, man, the story's getting kind of boring. Never. It was never like that for me. Gameplay of Xenoblade Chronicles consists of running around in several decently open areas. They're huge, and there isn't much of a way to travel faster while on foot. Instead, you unlock these landmarks which you can fast travel to, which admittedly is pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. However, just trying to get from point A to point B just walking does sometimes feel like it takes up a lot of time, but there's usually a decent amount to do. And by decent, I mean typically 2 major things, which is collect items, which are blue orbs you find on the ground, or fighting enemies. Which brings me to the combat. This game's combat is... how should I put this? It seems simple on the surface, but it has a lot of nuances that make it a little bit better than most other games on the market, in my opinion, at least in the way of a JRPG. So when you get into combat, your characters start auto-attacking. And then everyone has spells or abilities that they can use that you kind of mix in between, and then when you use an ability, it goes on cooldown. Some abilities, like Shulk, for instance, deal more damage from the side and also possibly give debuffs. Then there's his, of course, famous backslash, which does double the damage if you hit an enemy from behind. Shulk, however, is not a tank. And this game takes from the golden MMO mantra of the Holy Trinity. Which, for those who don't know the Holy Trinity is, it's a tank, DPS, and a healer. Shulk is a DPS, which is why the game ever so happily gives you Rhine, a tank, immediately. Just basic bitch tank, which is Rhine. He's big, heavy, lots of health, and he just taunts everybody to make sure you do not take damage. Hello, Stout. How are you doing today? I'm currently going over my review for Xenoblade. As much as I can, anyways. No script or anything, I'm just throwing stuff out vaguely, following a bulletin list. And hoping everything goes well. Back to the combat. As for the other characters in the game, yeah, don't worry about it. Like I said, if you want to know more about the game, play the video game. You do get some healers, and some characters have heals. Like Shulk has a single heal that he gets throughout the game called Light Heal. So he can do a little bit of support, but he is primarily something to use for DPS, for DPSing. Graphics. The graphics in this game, obviously much better than the Wii version, which that was in 480p, but that game still looked real good for a Wii game. And everything in this one just looks so much better. The, oh, what's the name of that place? The Valak Mountains? One of my favorite locations in the game. It is beautiful, especially at night. It's gorgeous. There's many other locations in the game that just look amazing that I would highly recommend. Even if you don't play the game, at least look at screenshots of this game. Like, yeah, it's not PS5 or Xbox Series X levels of super realism, but like the style they got going in this game, top notch. I love it. So, I think I'll go over. I don't have a lot to say about graphics. I'm not much good in the way of graphics in general, honestly. Because if a game's interesting, its story's interesting, I'm in. I'm playing the hell out of it. And graphics are like at the bottom of my list of things I care about. If it looks good, great. If it doesn't, I don't care. But I'm gonna pivot into my nitpicks and problems I have with the game. I'll be honest, there's not a lot. There are not a lot of things I would really bitch about in this game, other than maybe being able to move a little bit faster. Like, if I'm not teleporting to different waypoints, maybe move a little bit faster. For the love of God, in combat, give me an aggro meter of some kind. Because either I'm dumb and there actually is one in the game, because I never saw one, but like an aggro meter for when just in general would be great. Because that way you can tell how much your AI companions are taking for aggro. Because I played Shulk for most of the game, and I played a little bit of Dunban, who is, in my opinion, one of the coolest archetypes in a game, period, which is a dodge tank. Which, for those who don't know what a dodge tank is, it's essentially a tank, but instead of focusing on taking the damage, they dodge everything. Yes, it is a bit more percentage based, but hey, sometimes I'm a gambler, I like that kind of stuff. Plus, Dunban's just a cool character in general, one of my favorites in this game. And this is not a nitpick, but like, I like every character in this game. I'm not gonna lie, the first time when I played through some of this on the Wii, I didn't finish the game on the Wii, but I did finish it on the Switch. When I first played through it, I didn't like the Nopon race like at all. After playing through this game again, paying a bit more attention to the story, I love them. And the entire main cast, I like all of them, no issues. Other than just those couple of nitpicks for the combat, I don't really have any other issues with this game. In the movement outside of combat, I have really no problems. It's a fine game. Things the game excels at, oh boy. I don't want to be biased, considering I just beat the game, and this is why I wanted to take a day or two to collect my thoughts. The varied areas is extremely good. All the different biomes of the Bionis, everything comes together so well, and even eventually when you do get to the Mechonis, it's all still really great to see just how much detail and work was put into these locations, and just how good everything just fits together. Any additional stuff? Honestly, if you're looking for a game to play and you're like, I need to spend 40-50 hours on a new JRPG and just get myself lost in it, Xenoblade Chronicles is there. It really is. Unfortunately, it is Nintendo, so it's still going to cost like $50-$60. If you can find it cheaper, absolutely do it, but it is 1000% worth the price of admission alone. And then don't even get me started on the future connected stuff, because which is an epilogue chapter that they came in for the definitive edition. Future connected stars Shulk and another main character, Melia, and they are in a new area with a few new party members, and it's more Xenoblade. Unfortunately, one of the few gripes I actually had with it was that it was an epilogue, so it's fine. That's a-okay by me. But it seemed to focus a lot on just Melia, pretty much only Melia, which is fine based on the area we were in. And the size of the area was really good. I actually really enjoyed my time with it. It seemed kind of odd to me that we go through this whole game where most of the game is more focused on like Shulk and like his little band of heroes, and you get through it and you learn more and more stuff about like Shulk and his upbringing and his past and all this stuff, and then you get to the future connected and all of it's just about Melia, with Shulk just kind of there, which, now that I think about it, honestly makes sense. Shulk's story is done. There's nothing more to do with him. He's just there to help a friend. Other than that, I don't really have anything else to really say about this game. I had almost no problems with this game, other than the aforementioned things. It looks good for a Switch game. The gameplay is super fun and addicting. I honestly only meant to play this like once or twice a day a week on stream, but instead I just spent a week straight of streams just playing the game until I finished it, because I was having that much fun with it. Xenoblade Chronicles, if I absolutely had to give it a ranking, and mind you, since this is the very first review I've done and going to be posting on the internets for everyone to see, I want you all to realize I will probably likely never ever give out perfect 10s, because there is no such thing as a perfect game, and there never will be. Because if there's a perfect game, no one's going to stop playing it. And naturally, everyone's going to have what they consider to be their perfect game. I don't think it'll ever happen, personally. However, I can proudly give Xenoblade Chronicles a nice, solid, buy the game yesterday on my rating board. That's how good it is. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you very much for listening to me ramble about Xenoblade Chronicles. Like I said, I enjoyed the game a hell of a lot, and I'm not scripting any of my reviews. I'm just going down a list of bulletin points and just rambling from there. This one's going to be a bit on the shorter end, which I feel like does Xenoblade a little bit of a disservice with how big of a game it is. But I think I want to try and keep the reviews a little on the short end, mostly for my editor so he doesn't die. But if you liked what you saw, click the like button, hit the subscribe thing. Do whatever it is people on YouTube do, man. If you want, you don't have to. I ain't your papa. Other than that, hope you all have a good day, good night, wherever it is you're in the world, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and I stream on live on twitch.tv most of the time at twitch.tv/Volk Highland, same name as the YouTube channel. All right, take it easy, everyone. Bye-bye.